Hi folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. I want to tell you something that has given my buddy Russ and I a lot of success fishing some of the smaller backwaters of the St. Lawrence. And we have found that at least the last time we went to this pond area, we found that the fish were gathered in groups along the severe drop-off at the edge of weed growth. In other words, you'll see weeds growing all along, but there's a point where they stop growing. And usually that point is where the water really starts to deepen. And there's an edge, there's a drop-off there. And what we found that if we can get cast parallel with that weed edge, but just off the deep end drop, that's where we really have been catching an awful lot of fish. And that's both northern pike and largemouth bass. And there's a lot of these backwaters, a lot of these places that people that have a car top, a canoe, a kayak, they may not have a big, powerful boat to travel long distances in the St. Lawrence. But there's an awful lot of backwaters in the St. Lawrence and bays and places where the current isn't strong, the water's shallower. And these are places that you can really take advantage of some wonderful fishing, but you have to know how to do it. And that's one of the tips I can pass on that's worked fantastically for us, is fishing along the deep drop of a weed edge. And how do you know where that deep drop is? Well, in our area, most of the water is pretty clear. Even if it's tannic, it's still pretty clear. And you can see the change in color of the water. It gets darker as it gets deeper. And that's where you really want to concentrate most of the time. In the spring, a lot of times those fish will move really in shallow. And they still will during feeding periods when they're going in for either they'll chase other groups of minnows in there or to feed on frogs and so forth. But most of the time, they're hanging in spots near where there's cover, near where there's food, but also it gives them relief from the hot sun. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.